Alright, I raise it 3 times the big blind. I have ace king, and I have an opponent who min raises me to 500 on the button in position. At this point, it's a very awkward situation. We have to assess the situation. What's our option? First off, if we do re-raise him to 1200 and our opponent calls, that'll be 24, 25, 25.50 in the pot, and it'll leave us about 2200 left. So I think that option is kind of bad, because then we're just basically shoving any flop, and I don't think that's a decent option. The next option is we can re-raise all in. Since we do have some fold equity, we can re-raise all in. But again, we're 33 big blinds deep, and yes, ace king is a very powerful hand, but also a very vulnerable hand. If we do run into an opponent who has pocket jacks, queens, kings, aces, and or small pocket pair, and we don't connect, we're out of the tournament. So at this point, I elect to call the 200 and assess the flop out of position. Now the situation, we have top pair, good kicker, and a gut shot Broadway straight. At this point, is we again have only basically two options. Either we lead out here, or we check. And I think the best option here is to check, and I'm going to explain to you why. The reason why I check is because I want to anticipate what type of c-bet he's going to make. If he's capable of shoving all in or betting 1100 on this flop, obviously we're going to have to let our hand go. It just hits his range so hard, and it hits our range so hard that if he's capable of making a big bet here, a big size c-bet, we have to believe that he has the goods. Instead, he makes a small half-size c-bet, continuation bet. At this point, we have to assess, what does this little min c-bet mean? It can mean weakness. Obviously, it can be weakness. Also, it can also mean that he's trying to extract value from us, where he has a king 10 hand and he hits a straight on a flop. He's trying to extract value from us. At this point, I'm not willing to let my ace king go yet, so I call. I'm going to assess the turn. Now the turn is a 9. Now it's another bad card. Obviously, if he had pocket 9s at this point and just try to take a continuation bet to take the pot down, now he hits a set. So now we have to assess the turn. He obviously can have a set of jacks here, a set of queens here, a set of 9s here. Obviously can have the king 10. He obviously can have ace jack. So at this point, we're either way ahead or way behind. So I elect to check and see how he's going to react to the turn. Good situation here. He checks to turn, and to me, I assume that this is some kind of pot control where he has an ace X type hand. He's not happy about it, or a small pocket pair where he's willing to just check down. At this point, the river is a 4. It didn't change anything on the board. So at this point, we have two options again. We either can check to him or make some kind of bet. I think at this point, the best option is to bet. The reason why I don't check here is I don't want to give control back to him. If I do check the river, he may look that as weakness and exploit us and make some kind of big bet where he might bet out 1500, 1600, and we're going to be forced to fold here. We just cannot call if he leads out that much, because if he does have two pair or a made straight here, we cannot, because we're not going to have enough left to survive. So what I do is I think the best option is to bet. Now, what size bet we have to do? I think the best size bet here is a little more than when he bet. I bet 800. I bet 1/3 of the pot. Now, the reason why I bet 1/3 of the pot is a couple reasons why. Number one, I want to get value on my hand in case he has pocket kings or ace X type hands where he'll call down lightly. Another reason why I bet 800 here is I kind of want to reduce my losses, just in case he has an ace 9, ace 4 type hand. It's still going to be hard for him to raise us here. He's going to have to call, and at that point we can cut our losses. Another reason why I bet this is to define our hand. If he's capable of shoving over the top of us all in, then we're going to have to get away from the hand. We still got 17 big blinds left, and we still can regroup. So if we do bet this 800 and he decides to shove all in, then we're just going to have to take his word on it that he has a big hand. If he's capable of bluffing us here, he's capable of bluffing us here. It's a very difficult spot for both of us. And what does he do? He folds, and we pick up a well-needed pot there. And that technique, the blocker there, really worked well for us. Yes, again, like I said, we were in an awkward situation with the ace-king playing out of position, but we're fortunate enough where our opponent played his cards the way he played them, He just played his cards, and good situation for us. All right, we have Jack 3 offsuit. We're going to fold. We're under the gun. Lady is going to shove all in. She's short stack. Quite standard here at this point. We have Ace Queen offsuit. She shoves again. We're going to fold. We're not in the business to call off lightly. And Ace 10 connects, and it's quite standard. Sixes and Ace 10. Now we have Ace 6 suited, and we have Kojak here shoving all in under the gun. And he's going to try to accumulate chips here because he's short. And he picks up the pots, and that's a good pot for him. At this point now we have Lady Luck who limps in. At this point she's been very aggressive, pushing her hands in, and now she just limps in. At this point I take her as weakness. Weak. So what I do is I'm going to raise it up 3 times plus 1 for her limp. So I'm going to raise it up to 600 on the button. And there's a reason why, 2 reasons why I do that. Number one, I want to isolate her with a point that the opponents behind us don't come into the pot. And number 2 is I want to define her hand. I really want to find out if she's limping in means weak, or she has it actually going to shove over the top of me and set me up where I can fold my hands. If she does shove and she folds, and we pick up a nice little pot there. And again, we're going to make a note here. Limp means weak, and when she raises, means that she has a pretty strong hand. All right, we have 5-2. Hijack position, easy fold. Short stack, shoves all in, and that's it. Now we get moved to another table. We're up on the top right here by options. I think at this point there's 27 opponents or 28. I'm not really sure at this point, but we'll see as time goes on. All right, now we're looking at the situation, trying to get a read on our opponents, trying to take some notes. We have Jack 10. We're in a big blind. Like to see a flop cheaply. Kojak shoves all in. We're getting about 1.5 to 1 on our money. Obviously, I'm not calling off with Jack 10. The reason why is Cleats limped here. Obviously, he can have a big hand, and if we do call the 15-46, he can reshove us all in and put us in an awkward situation. So I elect to fold, and Kojak picks up the blinds. And you'll notice that Kojak places short stack really well. You'll see that he accumulates chips quickly. Alright. Quite standard here. Min raise. Check, bet, call. Alright. Now we have 4-2. We're on the button here. There's 2 buttons here. And we're going to fold. Playing tight. Rule number 1. Playing basic ABC poker. Not playing those types of hands in those positions. Alright, we have 6-7. We're on the button here. And at this point, we can limp in. Suited connectors are good at this point. But again, I'm playing a nitty, tight is right philosophy. And I'm going to fold here. And obviously, we would have picked up the straight flush. But I'm not looking at that. I'm not going to be so, result thing. And now we have King 6 offsuit. Easy fold here. Not even going to chance a raise where somebody re-raises us, and we're forced to let our hand down. Marginal hand. Now we have Kojak shoving again. And what does he have? He shoves all in with Queen suit, which is acceptable when he's short stack, trying to accumulate chips, and he picks up a well-needed pot, and now he's got 5,700, and we only have 4,800. So he's actually using his short stack real well. He's pushing, and he's accumulating chips quickly.